In this video, I want to have a short discussion on the Washington Redskins changing their name and their image, and also the NFL in general. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. This is Big Discussions 76 Sports. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Well, in one of my previous videos, I did say that I wanted to do some other things or expand the content and use this channel to discuss some things other than Michigan football, even though that's been the most popular topic on this channel. So let's talk a little bit of, let's talk about the Shield, the National Football League, because it's been in the news over the summertime with all the riots and stuff going on, and with COVID-19, the NFL has been in the news front and center as per usual. But before I jump in, what do I have here? This is my Clinton Portis bobblehead. So I inherited this Clinton Portis bobblehead a couple of months ago. A friend of mine, who I'll call D was moving, and she was trying to, get rid of junk. And she insisted that I take this Clinton Portis bobblehead with me. And I just didn't understand, I didn't want more junk here at my place. And, so I took it. I took Clinton. She also gave me a 30-pound dumbbell, which has been very, very helpful, not being able to go to the gym and all. But interestingly, it sounds like the Washington Redskins are very, very close to changing their names. Wait a minute. Before I get into that, a friend of mine on Facebook asked me last night why it's called the Clinton Portis bobblehead. Well, needless to say, the person who asked that, who's a very loyal subscriber to mine on my other channels, obviously she's unfamiliar with college football and the Shield, the NFL. But Clinton Portis is was a highly storied and talented running back from the University of Miami. And he got drafted by the Denver Broncos, and he got traded to the Washington Redskins for Champ Bailey. And he put up some decent numbers, I believe, with the Redskins until he got injured and aged out. NFL running backs age out in their late 20s and early 30s. But one of the things Clinton did, he's a character, as are most of the players from the U. And after games, he would dress up in these characters, two of which Jim Rome highlighted on his show, Southside Jerome and Sheriff Gonna Getcha. So that's Clinton Portis. And I actually met Clinton Portis a couple of years ago at the Congressional Black Caucus annual legislative conference. He was doing some kind of cooking thing in the pavilion, and I took a picture with him. I lost that phone, so I don't have the picture anymore. It's just how it goes. In any case, if they haven't already, by the time this video goes up, the Redskins may have already changed their name and their branding to something else, though I hear that they're going to keep the colors. So I realized that there was a good reason for my friend D giving me this. My dear sweet mother enjoys watching Antiques Roadshow. And on Antiques Roadshow, what they do is people bring in their old artifacts and collector's items, and they see how much they're worth. So this Clinton Portis bobblehead that I didn't really want in the first place might be worth a lot of money one day, because it has the Washington Redskins logo right here on it. And when I picked it up last week, I was looking at it and I was saying, is the Redskins logo on here? And sure enough, he's standing on it. So this bobblehead might be worth some money one day. So I'm going to keep this guy locked away and in good condition. Hail to the Redskins. So, yeah, so if they haven't done it today, because I was looking at social media last night, the Redskins will probably buckle and change their name sometime soon. And this has been something that's been going on, this discussion has been going on for a while, and it looks like Dan Snyder is finally going to buckle and change the name. The question is why now? This is one of the NFL's flagship storied franchises. And the answer is probably, at this point, the NFL doesn't want any more controversy. And with all of the riots and the push for social justice going right now, it's probably a move that Dan Snyder wants to make just to kind of stay out of the fray. My buddy, who I talk about in a lot of these videos, Aleem Abdul Gaines, made an interesting point last night, which is if the Redskins weren't a bumbling, losing, inept franchise right now, if they were winning and in contention for the Super Bowl, this might be a non-issue. But it could be that because they're a basement dweller right now, that Dan Snyder, again, wants to stay out of the fray on the high road. Or should I say above the fray. So, but this is a general thing. The NFL right now, within this era of social justice and being woke, the NFL seems to be moving that way. They went through a lot of controversy with Colin Kaepernick the last 2 to 3 years. No one has signed him. And with George Floyd getting murdered the way that he did, it just pushed everything right back to the forefront. Roger Goodell, I believe, apologized to Colin, and so there's a big push to get Colin back in the league, though it's not quite clear if Colin wants to play now because he's getting paid in so many other ways. But in general, the NFL seems to be trying to make a racial, social justice statement, such as the singing of the Negro spiritual "Lift Every Voice" at the beginning of all of their games in Week 1. And it sounds like the NFL, just like college football, is going to go ahead with the games with certain safety measures in place for COVID-19. So that's going to be interesting, hearing the Negro spiritual and seeing it at the beginning of all of the games. I don't know how the paying customers, the ones who are buying the season tickets and the blue blood patriots, I don't know how they're going to take that. But I will say that just like the Redskins name, and this is where I might make some enemies, just like the Redskins name and the image, I'm kind of ambivalent to this. I don't think the Redskins need to change their name and their logo. I don't think that the NFL needs to do the Negro spiritual at the beginning of their games. And I just think that a lot of this is damage control and trying to be proactive and just, again, trying to stay out of the fray. I get it. It's a business, and they don't want to see their brand under attack and disrupted, again, like it was the previous 2 to 3 years. And also, since the George Floyd thing, a lot of the players have been calling for the league to take some sort of stance and take some sort of interest in social justice and denouncing law enforcement and those kinds of things. But I don't think the Redskins need to change their name or their image, and I don't think the NFL needs to pander like this. It's similar to, some would argue that it's similar to Pepsi getting rid of Aunt Jemima and potentially getting rid of whoever makes Uncle Ben, getting rid of Uncle Ben and the cream of wheat guy. So, there comes a point where it's too much, where there's too much pandering, and all of this becomes excessive. I say, take a stance on better policing the police, take a stance on trying to get more just and reliable and trustworthy law enforcement. And I've said it in previous videos, probably over on my old channel before I split off into this one, give Cap a job, give him a fair tryout. If he can make a team, let him make a team. But if his talent isn't such that he can make an NFL team and thrive and add something, then just cut him. But just give him a chance to compete. I have no problems with giving Cap a chance to compete. And if he wins a job, a starting job, then that's all the better. But, you know, a lot of these problems festered and even augmented because it seemed like they tried to freeze him out of the league. So that's what I wanted to say about this topic, about the NFL going forward, and about the Washington Redskins, name and their likeness and their brand and their image. You know, there's an upside and a downside to everything. If you have some Redskins paraphernalia, I would tuck it away. It may be a collector's item now, one day. But I just don't think that they need to do that. And then the other thing I thought about last night is that, again, it's one of the NFL's most historic and flagship franchises. And the Redskins are also the natural rival for the Dallas Cowboys. That's part of the fun of those two teams being in the same division and those two teams matching up against one another. It's the Cowboys versus the Indians. You know, that's part of the appeal of that rivalry. And now, what are they going to change to? I don't know. But this is what happens as we're trying to just overhaul everything. That's just my 2 cents. I'm going to stop this video here. Please let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you disagree with me, please play nice. Please be civil. Please like this video. Please share it. And please subscribe to my channel. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. From me and Clinton and Southside Jerome and Sheriff, gonna get ya. I'll talk to you next time. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.